Greetings everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of Some Bond Geek Talks About with me, your host, the name's Stevens, Henry Stevens. Everybody, how'd you do? Hope you're all well, hope you're enjoying a good Bond film, a good Bond book, a good Bond video game, a good James Bond, whatever makes you part of this glorious fandom that we are part of, everybody. And today, we're going to be looking at the original Expendables movie. I'm not gonna lie, I've been really looking forward to finally doing this review for you everybody. We're going to look at Roger Moore's last film, his seventh, at the age of 58, A View to a Kill. Yes, we've finally reached here, everybody. What a milestone in my first reviews, everybody. But before we get into really this review and everything, everybody, can I just do my customary quick bit of house cleaning? Can I ask please to like and comment on the video? Tell me your thoughts about A View to a Kill. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Are there bits you like? How high is it rank in your list? I would love to know, everybody, so don't forget to comment down below. And also, everybody, if you do like this video and any of the other videos on the website, why not consider subscribing to the channel, everybody, and also clicking the notification bell icon, that one down below, to and just basically get notifications of future updates and videos. And as always, everybody, just as always, a massive thank you from me to you for just coming on here and being part of the show. Right, everybody, my initial thoughts on A View to a Kill. Now, I'll say it in, I think, a very quick couple of sentences here. I am going to slate this movie. I'm going to rip it apart in so many ways. But with all that being said, I actually kind of really enjoy this movie. I think this film, I don't know, I can't explain it, and maybe we'll discover it together as we go through this film. But I sort of really do enjoy View to a Kill, though I'm just going to slate it so badly here. But before we get into it, everybody, of course, let me tell you about my personal experiences with this film. And, oh God, just, you know what, my first remembering of A View to a Kill comes, I think it was on TV, it was on ITV, and it was like, I remember I just found earlier that morning an old sort of VHS tape, you can record on, and so I asked my mum at the time, can you help me just set up and record the new this Bond film on TV? So obviously it was A View to a Kill, so that's my first exposure to A View to a Kill. Do you know what? Still to this day, I can watch A View to a Kill and know exactly and remember exactly where those station breaks are. Without a shadow of a doubt in mind, I can still remember it. That's really enough one of the memories I have about this film. I remember watching it a couple of times with my grandfather. For those you don't know on the channel, I basically grew up watching the James Bond films with my grandfather. He and I watched them together. We watched A View to a Kill quite a few times. Well, enough, he never mentioned Roger Moore's age that much. It never came up. It was other things he didn't really like about the movie. He never liked Christopher Walken's Zorin. He just did not like him at all. I remember that. But that was all well and true, everybody. But that's really my connections with A View to a Kill. Do you know what? My older brother really likes A View to a Kill. He has his problems with Roger Moore, but he really likes A View to a Kill. I think it's because, and we'll go into this in a bit more detail. It's the connection, obviously. It's a sort of, if you will, remake a bit of Goldfinger. And, he just likes the story and he likes the characters in this film. But anyway, let's move on to the next part of the review, everybody. Because normally, at this point, as you know, I like to talk about the bad points first and then end on the good points in this movie. I think we need to start, actually, this time on the good points. Because there is only one. When it comes to really good points, and that is the finale on the Golden Gate Bridge. Now, obviously, when the blimp gets caught on the Golden Gate Bridge, and there's the fight sequence and the whole bit there at the ending on the Golden Gate Bridge, that is fantastic. I love the whole sequence at the Golden Gate Bridge. John Barry's score there, just revving everything up to the max, and the fight between Bond and Zorin on there, and then the explosion of the blimp and all that stuff. It's terrific. I love every moment on the top of the Golden Gate Bridge. I think it's some excellent James Bond moments right there. Well, that's the good bits, everybody. Everything else in this film, it's just, you know what, where to begin? I'll say this, look, one of the great things I loved about Octopussy is, even though Roger Moore is getting on a bit, they aged everyone else sort of accordingly, so it didn't really stick out as much. Here, on the other hand, he sticks out like a sore thumb. Everyone, apart from some of the bad guys, which we're going to do, is at least about 20 or 30 years younger than him. Some of the things I love about it in comparison is obviously Roger Moore is so old, his compadre Patrick McNee, Tibbet, whenever they're fighting people, they're like really old men themselves with their big grey beards, so it's trying to be realistic. It's like just watching a lot of old men fight. And then it's like anytime I see the action sequences in film, whether it's like I'll take the battle at Stacy's house. It's just like, this is just not believable in any sort of way. And whenever there's a big sort of cool moment coming, you know what? Everyone says this about this film, but it's true. I swear the stunt double plays Bond more in this film at times than Roger Moore does, because they don't even really hide it that well in this film. It's just so obvious. Stunt double, stunt double, stunt double, stunt double, stunt double. This is not Roger Moore here, people. This is not Roger Moore playing Bond here. This is just pure and foremost the stunt double. You just lose some of it out annoyingly. It's just not. You just can't believe Roger Moore in this film as much as I think as you could. I'm slating Roger Moore a bit here, but I will get into a very emotional tribute to him at the end. But again, the other things I can't stand in this film, which is it's so cringy. I'm shaking thinking about it, is the sex scenes in this movie. 58 Roger Moore and Mayday. I mean, it's just, And then, right at the end of the film, when you find Bond with Tanya Roberts, Stacy, and then he's doing that, ooh, it's like, no. And I haven't even mentioned the bit in the middle with the hot tub and the Russian agent. It's like, really? You actually expecting me to believe this? Oh my God, it's so cringy. The whole film, the whole tone and the atmosphere of the film, for the most part, it feels very tired. It feels a bit run down, this film. But this is the thing. I mean, yes, again, going back to, as I mentioned earlier, this story plot is basically the Goldfinger plot, except instead of gold, it's microchips, which I think is, to be fair, an interesting thing to talk about. And the film does divulge in a bit of actually how important microchips are, and how, an electromagnetic pulse EMP can damage everything, and getting a monopoly on the microchip industry is actually, I contend, an interesting thing. But it's just not really, I think, shown in a great way. And talking about action sequences again, we've got to talk about the fire engines chasing San Francisco. Should have been a really great scene, but just pure fallout. Help me, get me back in. And it's like, that's not Roger Moore. And then there's that weird dummy going bloop, bloop. I didn't even talk about the pre-title sequence either. And, when Roger Moore's trying to be charming and sophisticated, you're thinking, you're too old, man. You're too old for this film. It's just not particularly that good. It's just, as I say, it's just so obvious that the stunt double's playing him the whole time. And another thing I don't like about this film is, obviously, we're introduced to Max Zorin through his cheating on race courses with his horses. To be honest, that whole sequence, it really doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't really add anything that much, I feel, to the movie. Yes, you can make the argument that characters can be introduced in it via this, but you could have done this in a completely other way, and it would have been much better, I think, and more entertaining, I think, than what we got here. Just this whole film, just having some bad choices, and just I have to go back to this again, the age difference between so many people. It's so jarring in this film. It nearly almost sort of ruins it, annoyingly. But listen, I'm going to stop right there, everybody, because if I carry on talking about all the bad points in this film, I could literally just go shot for shot, scene for scene for the most part. But I've got to talk about characters now, because I think, weird enough, A View to a Kill, its strengths and weaknesses perfectly lie in its characters and its actors and actresses it's got for each role. So I want to spend quite a bit of time going in on that, everybody. But I will just say, just before we finish here, I want to give a little tribute again to John Barry's score for A View to a Kill. One of his utter greats, in my opinion, and a terrific one, with a great title singers by Duran Duran as well. A View to a Kill as the song is definitely in like my top 5 James Bond songs of all time. And I think John Barry deserves a good mention of this, because I think John Barry's score is one of the big saving graces of this movie. But anyhow, we're going into characters, and we're going to keep Roger Moore to the end, as this is his last film, and I want to end on a bit of a tribute to him, if I may. But let's start with the big guy, Max Zorin, Christopher Walken. My God, I'm so glad he played a Bond villain. He is terrific in this movie. He is an utter psychopath in this film and plays it so wonderfully well. I'm so excited and so happy Christopher Walken got to be a Bond villain. Every time he's on screen, I just relish it. The film comes really alive when he is on screen, everybody. It's just such a pleasure to watch. He has that right mixture of cool, and then when he needs to go crazy, he can go crazy, and just, it's Christopher Walken. Yo, Mike! You amuse me, Mr. Bond. It's just, I love it. I love him every moment he's on, and it's just, again, another saving grace of the movie. I think if this film didn't have such a great villain, it would just be even more of a worse train wreck. But he is really, really terrific. And it's just even the little moments, like when he's dispatching someone, he doesn't even say anything. Or, as I say, when he's mowing down his own workforce in the mine with the evil laugh. Christopher Walken is just definitely was going to be in my opinion, one of the best James Bond villains ever. And following on from that, we've got Grace Jones as Mayday. I think one of the most interesting choices for a cast. When it comes to henchmen, I think she's honestly okay. She's interesting. She's unique. That's Grace Jones for you. At least she's not going slave to the rhythm, which is a bit of a bonus. I'll never forget that on the Queen's Jubilee. Just that whole thing with the hula hoop. Do you know what? I'm just predicting that. I'm sorry, in my head, I'm just seeing Grace Jones going, Mr. Bond, slave to the rhythm. Oh, God. But, she's okay. She's enjoyable. I don't like how she turns to the good side in the end. It just feels so out of place a bit, if I'm honest. But, hey, that's just my own personal feelings about this. But let's go to Bond ladies in this film, because she technically is one. The other one is Stacey Sutton, played by ex-Charlie's Angels actress Tanya Roberts. Look, I'll say this. Grace Jones is a perfect example about when I talk about always, Bond women are strong, independent, really fierce, really cool, interesting characters. Tanya Roberts' character is a redo of Mary Goodnight, because nearly every sentence she has is, James! James! Help me, James! Oh, just not good. Oh, terrible, terrible. And just partner up with her with aging Roger Moore just doesn't work. Oh, God. It's such a horrible character. It's like, how she's written. I feel sorry for Tanya Roberts. I think she deserves better. It's a bit, honestly, it's similar akin to Britt Eklund. The character and the actress deserves better than what we got. And it's just, I just don't believe in it. Again, I'm sorry, when I think about it, I just see that end bit in the shower going, ooh, ooh, ooh. It's like, no. But so that's let's talk about the MI6 regulars quickly, moving on here. Obviously, you got Robert Brown as N, terrific. This is also Lois Maxwell's last performance as Miss Moneypenny. I want to give a bit of a credit to Miss Moneypenny here. Lois Maxwell might not be my Miss Moneypenny, but she is the original and she is the longest serving, and without her, no other actress that came afterwards would be remembered as highly. Lois Maxwell is, if you will, Miss Moneypenny. She just one of those characters in the film, again, a bit like when Arlene was there. She was always there, she was always familiar, comforting, and you just felt the quality from her was always there. Lois Maxwell will always be very dear to my heart, and she, just did such an incredible job. I thank you so much, Lois Maxwell, for what you did. You were incredible in this film as well. Incredible in all the films you got. Sometimes you got a bit of a minor role. I think more you should have got a bit more. But you always did it with such grace and greatness. I'm so glad for that. And, with that as well, obviously, you've got, Desmond Llewellyn, as always, just having his little bit of fun with his version of K9 from Doctor Who, which, quite frankly, is used there just so they can use it at the end, really. Obviously, you've got the Minister, you've got General Gogol, which is always great. General Gogol I haven't really mentioned that much in the films. But he's always, again, he's become a sort of nice recurring character in the series, and just, he's not like, he's a half friend, half enemy of Bond, which is really nice to see as well. I've done that. But now let's go on to, everybody, the main man, because I don't really want to talk that much about Patrick Macneice-Tibbett, because he's okay. Lieutenant Hip's okay. Some of the Bond allies are okay, but they're not really as memorable as I think people would hope. But let's just talk about Roger Moore here. This is his last film. This man has been playing Bond since 1973, all the way now to 1985. He's done 7 amazing movies, and I think it's fair to say, look, whether you think you're not a fan of him or not, me personally, I'm not going to lie, he doesn't exactly rank high on my Bond ranking list, but I love his films, and I love Roger Moore to bits, because he kept the series going after Sean Connery left, and got it to a stage where, when you could go back to the style Sean Connery did, you could do that again. But his style was great. He really made Bond his own. Do you know what I really love about Roger Moore's James Bond was, everyone thinks, as you say, it's just more like done for a bit of laughs and the great quips, and and just not take too seriously. And what's that bit? But if you rewatching them again, you'll watch this. Every time Roger Moore played James Bond, he did it slightly differently. If you wanted something a bit more serious and gritty, he gave it to you in For Eyes Only. A bit more fluff, he gave you Moonraker. Something sort of in the middle, you got like Octopussy and Live and Let Die. You wanted something a bit elderly. You got A View to a Kill. You wanted wanted him at his peak of his greatness of acting. You got For Eyes Only and Spy Who Loved Me. He could just change and different styles all the times, and he always gave something new and fresh and interesting with his performances as James Bond. And he jokes a lot about his acting, but he was a terrific actor in these films. His performance, you always believe it. He is absolutely terrific, and he was also, I think, one of the great sort of sponsors of James Bond and great promoters of it, and he really always relished it. But obviously, just finishing on this, like all actors play James Bond up to this point, you never really end on your high note, and View to Kill is certainly not a high note for him. I do love his comments about saying, when you realise your leading lady's mother is the same age when you started playing Bond, it's time to go. 50, I don't know why he came back, it must have been the money. But I do love the comment someone said, Roger Moore hasn't just got old in the tooth anymore for Bond, he's grown tusks. He just played Bond, I think, one time too many. I think if he ended on Octopussy, he would have been fine. But, this is his last film. And this is the thing, everybody. For all the complaining and bickering I have about this film, it's a film I do watch actually quite a bit. I sort of find it comforting and enjoyable for the weird way. I love the score. I love the finale bit to it. I love Christopher Walken. It's no by means the best film. And if I was going to do a Bond ranking film, which I sure do one day, it's not exactly going to rank highly on the list. But I do enjoy this film. A View to a Kill, I can't recommend it, but at the same time, I can't not recommend it just for trying to see how old everyone is, how tired everything is, but you just can't stop watching, you can't move your eyes away. But everybody, that's my thoughts on A View to a Kill. I want to know, what are your thoughts about it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? I want to know. Comment down below and tell me what you think, everybody. As always, everybody, my name's Henry Stevens, and this has been Some Bond Geek Talks About. Goodbye.